Okay, since you have talked about the services, let's go deeper into the business model. And please, Susan, can you tell me what changes did you recently introduce in your portfolio of services?
So, our users evolved with the product. When we started M-Farm, we thought our farmers were very illiterate, and which was true, they were illiterate in using the product. But through trainings, they have evolved with the product and hence will require more services. So, number one was access to information.
Okay.
So rather than just giving them access to data of what was trading today, we are currently giving them access to forecast of data.
Okay.
Using our historical data, the farmers can actually now forecast on what they need to plant, when they need to plant it, so that they can hit a high in the markets.
Okay.
Yes. The second thing was actually access to viable markets. Hence, we introduced an agency model, which most business schools call the last mile distribution model.
Okay.
Yes. So having this, we decided to focus on the trust, the trust model. So when you go to the rural side of Kenya, models grow out of trust.
Okay.
Yes. So a farmer will refer another farmer through using the trust of using or experience of using the product. So hence this led us to create an agency model whereby an agent will actually have access to farmers, train them, and also increase their knowledge on taking agriculture as a business. Hence, that's why M-Farm is a for-profit company, so that we can also show farmers you can do good while making money.
So, who was your first client and how did you introduce M-Farm to the market?
This actually happened during the 6-month validation process.
Right.
So, we actually had to go on the ground, and our first customer was the farmer. So, this is a customer from our supply end. And the second customer was the demand side.
Okay.
The people who are going to buy produce from the farmer. And our third customer was actually the media house.
Oh, okay.
Who was buying, they were buying this data to give access to other users who haven't had access to M-Farm yet or haven't had M-Farm yet.
Okay.
So, how we did this was we had to find their pain points. And once we found out their pain points, this helped us address the product to the users. So for the farmers, it was access to viable information before trading so that they can use it for as a bargaining platform.
Okay.
And 2 was access to getting viable markets.
Okay.
So having the power of the bargaining platform, they could know where to sell their produce.
Yes.
Yes. And then for the demand side, which was the buyers coming from the city to get products from the market, the pain points was actually aggregating the products in one place.
Yeah.
And hence they decided to work with large-scale farmers instead of small-scale farmers. And as I mentioned earlier, 80% of the farmers live in rural areas and they are actually smallholder farmers.
Okay.
So aggregation process was really difficult for them. That was one of the pain points. And hence with M-Farm, came up with an agency model whereby this produce will be aggregated just in time with quality and with the quantity they required. So hence built a trust model in the marketplace.
Okay.
And third was actually the media houses, which is the B2B model, whereby they used M-Farm because we gave real-time information. And they wanted to increase their viewership and wanted to increase people listening to the radio stations.
Okay.
Hence, they realized most of the people listening to these radio stations are farmers.
Okay.
So giving them access to our data in exchange of advertisements of M-Farm, we got to grow from actually just 10 farmers to 400 farmers within 6 months.
Wow.
Yes.
Such a big change.
Yeah.
Okay. So could you please briefly outline the activities you carry out with the company?
Okay. So in a startup, people say you're a jack of all trades.
Okay.
Why I'm saying this is because you're small and you need to take carry out the important processes within the company.
Yeah.
So 2 years later, I was moved from technical to operations. Why this is, it's because focusing on the human-centered design, we had to be in the field a lot, which means you had to create processes on the ground.
Okay.
And you had to create processes for the whole ecosystem within the business. Hence, that was one of my activities. And number two, because the company keeps on growing and you have to test different products at different times, you had to fundraise.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was another one. And number three was working with the team that you love. Mm-hmm. That means hiring the right people, the right time, and with the right skills.
It looks easy.
It doesn't look easy, but it yes. So that was one of my roles again. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the major one was actually because that was the business model of MFARM, which is the distribution framework.
Okay.
Working on the model itself, which means the current model and what is the future model of MFARM, business model of MFARM. Yes. Okay. So those are the different activities I focused on.
Talking about model, what are MFARM revenue models?
We have 3 major revenue models.
Okay.
Number 1, data sales. Number 2, service charges, which is after a successful transaction, we get access to service charges.
Okay.
And then number 3 is advertisements. Yes.
And how many people currently work in your enterprise?
28.
Wow.
Yeah. We grew from a team of 3 to a team of 28. Currently, 4 years later.
Okay.
Yes.
How is MFARM organizational structures and roles allocated?
MFARM organization structure is actually a flat structure.
Okay.
Why we do this is because you're still at a scaling stage, and the company is growing at a rapid position, and you'd want all your team to work together and all the different departments to work together. Hence, we promoted the flat structure organization.
Okay.
So we have the board of directors, and then the leads of the different departments,
okay,
and then the team itself.
Great, Susan. Thank you very much.